Hey guys, I'm doing a video today about a palette that I was way more excited about building up to it than once I actually had it in my possession. And I think that's because so many people, that always happens when a ton of bloggers get sent something that's massively hyped up to review, and then they say it's like the most awesome thing ever because they got it sent for free. I wish companies didn't do that. I wish that they would just make these people buy the shit themselves so that we would actually hear their true thoughts on it. Like, if I spend $60 on something and I end up not liking it that much, like, you know, they're more inclined to say that because they spent their own money on it than they just got it sent to them for free and they have to sing its praises. That being said, it is still a nice palette. I do really like it, but I don't know, I don't agree with some of the things that people were saying. So that is one thing on my channel. I will always let you know if somebody sent me something for free. You're supposed to do that anyway, but for some reason some of the huge YouTubers want to keep it a secret, even though you know that they got something sent to them for free. And if I don't, even if I got something for free and it sucks, I'm going to tell you that it sucks. So this is the Gwen Stefani palette. This was for probably about a month being hyped and hyped and hyped. It came in this really pretty gold and white box with like zigzaggy designs on it and everything. All the colors are on the back. They also sent, because I ordered this from urbandecay.com, another one of the mini velvet glide-on eye pencils. I think I got this when I ordered the Vice 4 palette too. I didn't even look at what color this was. It's gotta be the black one, right? No, this is Plushy, which is like a deep purple one, so that's cool. It's in here. It's like the mini size one. And then what came with the palette, there's gonna be Gwen Stefani lipsticks in the spring, so they sent like 4 little sample sizes that are right here. So you have, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors altogether in her lipstick line. And these were like nothing special. I already tested them. I'm going to have swatches on my website, but there's, which ones came in here? Rocksteady, which is like a blood red, and that is a cream finish. Then this one is a bright true red. It's a mega matte finish and it's 714. Same name as the Jeffree Star lipstick. And then this one is Ex-Girlfriend. It is a sheer one. It just really looks like I have lip gloss on when I wear this one. It's a sheer nude shade. And then Firebird is a cream finish as well, and this is like a fuchsia with a blue shift to it. Hopefully you can see. I'll pop a little picture of the swatches that I did. That's definitely the most interesting one out of the 4. The other ones that didn't come, there's Spiderweb, which looks like another reddish color. Wonderland is like a dark pink. Phone Call looks like a bright pink. And then Plaid is a sheer, and that looks like a berry color. So there's nothing really like, oh my god, I have to have it out of these lipsticks, so I'm not super excited for those coming out. But anyways, this is the Gwen Stefani palette. I'm sure most of you have probably seen it already. Really cool packaging. It is magnetic. It opens pretty easily, but it's got like a strong magnet there. And then the mirror still has the plastic on it actually, but it says, if I can show you without blinding you, it says right here, Magic's in the Makeup, which was a No Doubt song. And then all the colors. Really, when I first saw this, I was like, why are there so many colors that look like the same shade? But once you have it and you swatch it, they're definitely different. I'm going to, I'll go across the top row and then the middle row and then the bottom row. So the first one here is Blonde. I'll probably just insert pictures, but I'll do little live swatches here too. This one looks like a cream shade, but it's like a sheer, has almost a pink iridescence to it. So it's a cream in the pan, but then when the light hits it, it's got an iridescent kind of pink to it. That one is pretty much like a satin finish. And I will tell you, like, my thoughts on the shadows as we go, because I want to keep it fresh in my head and not forget what I wanted to say. Next one is Bathwater. This is like a shimmery champagne shade. Again, that's a nice highlight if you want a shimmery highlight or an inner corner color. Skimp is the shade that I'm definitely going to use to like blend everything out. This is a creamy matte shade, or as matte as Urban Decay gets anyway. That is like what I really wanted to talk about with this palette, is the mattes. Everybody was saying how they really made the mattes awesome in this palette, because in past palettes they're pretty hit or miss, Urban Decay, when it comes to their matte shades. They are like ridiculously silky and smooth. They feel so nice in this palette. Like out of any of the other Urban Decay palettes I have, these definitely feel the nicest, the matte shades that are in here. But they do not blend well. Like I have Punk, which I will get to in a minute, in my outer corner today, and it wanted to be patchy. It didn't want to blend nicely even when I tried to blend it with my transition shade, and it was just like, I don't want to have to work that hard to blend shadows out, you know? Especially when I have plenty of other ones that work way better than that. So that was just like, everybody was singing its praises and saying how awesome the mattes are, and just, I got it and I was like, okay. When I swatched it, they were really, really nice, and then when you're trying to work with it, it's like, ugh. So that makes me wonder if half the people that reviewed this before it came out even actually tried it, or they just swatched it and was like, oh, this is so awesome. Because, I mean, I can see that happening, because if you didn't actually use it, you would think this was an awesome palette. And I really like it. It's just, you know what I'm saying? The mattes are not as awesome as people are saying. This one is Steady, and this is like a peachy, I would say copper, but it's not really dark enough to be copper. It's definitely like a metallic shade, very pretty. Has a lot of reflection to it when it hits the light. Now Punk, this is the one that I was complaining about. This is a really deep, it feels like silk when you touch it, which is why I thought it was so nice at first. It's a super deep cranberry, like almost like a blackened cranberry shade. And it's just, it's definitely buildable. Like, see where I first touched it there, and then, and if I just keep, see, it's buildable, but when you're using a brush with it, it just wants to be incredibly patchy. And the light matte shades in here are okay, but the darker ones that have like more color oomph to them, they're just very patchy. So the next one is Baby. This is like a rosy pink metallic shade. I really like this one. This is probably one of my favorite ones in the whole palette. That's what that one looks like. So you have a good range of mattes and shimmers and stuff in here. Not a very big color range, I will say that, but I mean, you can tell that just by looking at it. Anaheim is what I used as my transition color today. Again, a super silky feeling matte. This is like a taupey light brown shade. This is my perfect crease color. And as you can tell, because this one is lighter, I don't have that much of an issue blending it out. And again, this is a buildable one, so that one's not too bad. I do enjoy that Anaheim shade. Stark is another creamy feeling matte. This is more like my skin tone shade. Probably won't be able to see it that well once I swatch it. Yeah, so you can barely see it on my hand. But again, because that's not a dark one, it's not super patchy like that other one is. Then we have Zone, which is kind of a medium brown. This is a matte as well. And I have that same issue with the patchiness of this one. Now it won't show up patchy for me. See, when you swatch it, it's hard to show, but when you're actually using it, it doesn't want to blend out well on your eye. Then we have Sirius, which is such an awesome color. It looks like it's just a matte dark gray, but it has like multicolor, super tiny itty bitty sparkles in it. I don't even know if the camera is going to pick it up because I don't have enough light shining on it or whatever. Hopefully you can see it. I'm sorry if you can hear Steven and Aiden playing. I told them to go in the other room so I could film this, and I have a bunch of noise and I can still hear them in the background. But yeah, I love this color. That's really pretty. Hopefully you can see it in the picture that I post up of it. And I'm going to have a review on my blog as well. Then we have Pop, which is, it looks like one of their classic messy, what do you call it, like the chunky glitters. And it does feel kind of squishy, which is weird, like if you squish down on it. But it's not super fallouty and messy like their glitter shades usually are. Now, when you swatch it, it just looks super metallic with a lot of sparkle in it. So I do like this shade so far. But again, it's one of the, you have to use like a flat stiff brush to apply it. That way you actually get pigmentation out of it. Because I tried to use a fluffy brush with it and the sparkle just kind of wanted to float all over the place. So I will say that about that color. Then we have Harajuku, which is a metallic pink. It's like a baby pink, very light. Definitely a pretty all-over lid shade. And that's about the craziest that you get color-wise in this palette. You have that, and then the next one, which is like a metallic navy blue with blue sparkles in it. This one is really nice and pigmented and smooth. And I haven't used this on my eye yet, so I'm hoping this one's not patchy. But when I swatch it, it looks okay. So that's that one. Then we have 1987, which is a metallic yellow gold shade. Again, really pigmented. Everything is really pigmented in this palette. Like I said, when I swatched it, I had no issues, but when I actually went to use it on my eyes, that punk color was just giving me problems left and right. Alright, and then we have Blackout, which I have in other, this is in other Urban Decay palettes that I have. It's definitely smoother in this one than any other one that I have tried, so I don't know if they changed the formula or what. Super dark. I love their Blackout shade. This is like the blackest of blacks. And I haven't used this on my eyes yet, so I'm worried about it being patchy. It seems okay when you swatch it. See how crazy black that is? It's like insanity if you want a really dark black eyeshadow. The one in the Lorac Mega Pro 2 is like my favorite black right now because it's so dark. So you know what I'm actually going to do is put that over the Punk shade with the same brush I used this morning when I did my makeup. I used this one for Punk. This is, what is this one? I don't even know what this is. This is a BH Cosmetics brush, like the fluffy blending fluff or something like that. One of my favorite blending brushes. I'm going to try and use that, the Blackout shade, see if it gives me crap like the Punk one did. I'm hoping that it doesn't give me crap blending it out. Okay. This one doesn't seem quite as bad. So maybe it's that, the Punk shade and Zone. This one seems like it's not giving me as much of an issue as it was. That's not as bad. And I don't have to be super super neat with this because I'm gonna go take a shower when I'm done filming this anyway, because it is the end of the day. I don't want to take my makeup off anyways. But I'm very happy that that blackout shade works well, because that's an awesome black color to have. But yeah, issues, for me anyway, with Punk and, what is that one called again? Zone. Those two are just, as soft as they are, they give me issues with blending. But I do like the palette. Not as big of a color selection as you would expect from an Urban Decay palette. I really like that chunky glitter shade, Pop. I like the Harajuku one. And then Sirius is probably my favorite, that gray with like the crazy shimmer in it. It just looks gray on camera. I don't think it's picking up the sparkle that's in it. Like I said, hopefully you can see it in the picture. I do really like the palette. I'm not as excited about it as I was like in the build-up to it. That happens to me a lot with makeup stuff, but it is a nice palette to have. If you're a Gwen Stefani fan, I loved No Doubt when I was in junior high. That was like my jam. But yeah, really nice palette. I don't think it's extremely worth all the hype that it was getting. It is, I don't know, I'm like, some days I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. Some days I'm like, why doesn't this blend? But, that's just my opinions on it, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I will have a review on my blog with the photos and everything, which I hopefully remembered to post in the video as I was doing this review. But that's it for now, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.